This is William K. Murtaugh, Mert Witness 1, and today is graduation day, sort of. Field McConnell put up a video entitled Graduation Day. Now, as of the recording of this presentation, I had not listened to Graduation Day to see what he's talking about. But today is the day when Mr. McConnell goes to court at 5 p.m. Eastern to find out if the state of Wisconsin is going to grant an extension on his extradition fight. And I am 80% certain that they are going to grant the extension and that Mr. McConnell is going to be spending a minimum of 30 days behind bars and probably 60 days behind bars before a decision is made whether or not to send him to Florida. Now, there's a two-sided coin here where Field McConnell loses no matter what. First side of the coin is this. Let's say Mr. McConnell somehow manages to get out of jail. He will have spent 30 days in jail. He has lost 30 days of freedom. Now, he's made the best of it, yeah. But the bottom line is that he has lost 30 days of freedom. He's lost 30 days of control over his life. There may be ramifications for this because he has not been able to fight his other battle. And that's the foreclosure on his house. That's the money he owes the Internal Revenue Service and some of the other problems he has legally. He's had to sit and stew in prison using these half-hour long videos that he puts up on a daily basis as therapy for his prison time. And guess what else? Well, Field McConnell has been in prison. People have been squatting in his house, eating his food, taking advantage of a several $100,000 mansion that they probably will never own in their lifetime. So they've lived in a lap of luxury for a while. And among those is Timothy Charles Homseth. Timothy has managed to stay out of jail. Timothy is hoarding off of people, eating his meals, driving their cars, using their internet, and may even be using their computer for all we know. That may not be his computer we see him on. If it is, it's an older computer at any rate. But Tim Homseth isn't suffering at all. Not one bit. He's out there doing what he wants to do. No accountability, nothing. And Field McConnell is sitting in jail. Field McConnell now has a public record that he was in jail. If you do one of these searches online where you get information about people, it'll come up in the search. There are criminal records, jail records for Field McConnell. Doesn't matter that the charges were dropped or that the state wouldn't fight adjudication or anything like that. He has a jail on his record. He can't go out and say, I've never been in jail. He's been in jail. And for what? For making death threats against a woman. That stuff is all over the place. Every time I turn around, there's a new Twitter account, there's a new YouTube, where people have taken the time out to go through every single solitary time that Field McConnell has issued a death threat. And so all that stuff is out there, for people to see. All the death threats, all this violent hatred towards women. So that's the image that Field McConnell has painted for himself. He's made himself out to be, I guess the word is misogynist, one of those words that's hard to pronounce. But it's not making him look good to a broader audience, to his base, his little core of women haters. It benefits them. But it also marks those people, or anybody that's a follower of Field McConnell can now be labeled a women hater. And that goes for the women. Because they can be labeled now as women of low self-esteem because they follow Field McConnell and they agree that it's perfectly okay to issue death threats to a woman, to a single mother of 3 children, to mandate that this woman's going to be executed. And executed why? Because of the word of a complete stranger. Word of a guy that is sitting in somebody's basement, lounging on a easy chair, watching a 65-inch TV, gorging himself on food, getting waited on hand and foot, while Field McConnell has suffered in jail. No matter how much of a positive spin Field McConnell puts on this publicly, privately he has to be aware of the fact that Timothy Homseth put one over on him. Timothy Homseth used him as a puppet. Timothy Homseth somehow got him to attack a woman that he has never met, knows nothing about except for what Tim Homseth has written about and told him about. And that's it. Bill McConnell has made up this fake children's crusade, and eventually people are going to get wise. Eventually people are going to say, we've been sold a bill of goods. Because as time goes on, there's not going to be any results to report. You're not going to be able to put a kid up on stage and say, we saved this child, or we saved this group of children. All right now that they are putting out there is that they had these secret agents, secret Marine Corps, secret SEALs, all these secret people going around saving the children, according to them. But there's no proof positive. And as this keeps going, the doubts keep creeping in. People are going to say, wait a minute here, the fish is starting to smell. And they're going to get wise, and they're going to leave. And some are going to start pushing back and saying, we don't like being fooled. We don't like being lied to. And he's going to pay the price for that. And so at 5 p.m. this afternoon, the decision's going to be made in a county court. And we may not learn today what that decision is. We may learn tomorrow or the next day when the records are made public. Or if Field McConnell gets on the internet, makes his 35-minute telephone call, and puts a spin on whatever happens this afternoon. So until then, we wait. This is William K. Murtaugh, Witness 1. Have a good one.